This is a quick demonstration on how to use Padlet, which is pretty similar to Jamboard in some ways. This is a great tool for doing formative check-ins as well with students, just to make sure that they're understanding class topics. You can set the parameters of this to anonymous, which is great because students sometimes are a little self-conscious about their writing and might not want to be, um, like attaching their name to some things and then posting it in front of the entire class. So there are some ways that you can kind of customize this tool, this application, to make it a little bit more user friendly for students, so they won't feel as anxious about participating. So Padlet is similar to Jamboard in that you will get a shareable link that you can send to students as an email attachment, or you can get an HTML or a copy of it that way. There are a few Padlets here. One I'll show you all, this one right here. So we were having some students brainstorm ideas, or excuse me, no, this is for revision. Pardon me, where students were reflecting on a piece that they had written and talking about specifically what they had improved, um, and whether or not they had met their goal. This was sort of a, you establish your goal initially, and then you work on it, and then you self-assess when you're finished. So we shared this with students through Google Classroom, and several of them posted their reflections on here. If you go back here, Untitled Padlet. You can also add questions to it. It's basically like a virtual bulletin board where you can post whatever. There are some ways to add filters. So if I wanted to, let's say we go back one screen here. Okay, and let's say that I wanted to make a Padlet. Okay, and we'll just do the basic one. Hit select. Okay. And you see over here, it gives you some options on ways that you can set it up. You can give it an interesting name and relate it to a topic that's going on in your language arts class. Add an initial description there to kind of give students an idea of what it's supposed to contain. Here's the link that you will then share to students so that they can access it. You can send it through email, or they can do it through Google Classroom, which might be easier. You can customize the way it looks, color schemes, font, everything. You can filter. Where is it? It's towards the bottom. Yes, you can filter for profanity, which is something that I have found comes in handy pretty much. When when you're doing a whole group thing, because I don't think Padlet used to have this feature, but I know that now it's great because students sometimes think they're being clever or smart and putting something inappropriate on the board for the class to see. So you can click that on that way. Well, once you actually go through the content, see it's on now. So yeah, that'll be a way to keep things nice and civil in your Padlet. I'm gonna discard and close. So again, here's the Padlet. If at any time you want to go back and resend it, you can click back on, I believe it is page here. Okay, yeah, and there's the one that we just made. Again, you click on it to access it, and then you can add anything you want to it, really. And you click here, you can mention something that came into your mind when you were reading. There are ways to add like emojis. You can add pictures, links, images from Google. So it is very similar to Jamboard in that respect, in that you can link a lot of things. But this is a great tool as a pre-writing activity, or also just as a way, like I said earlier, to kind of check in and do formative evaluations to make sure that students are understanding concepts and that things are going according to plan. So Padlet, definitely recommended.